Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be filming a few videos in a row just because I finally have time, no school, whatever. I'm just filming right in a row. So I'm sorry if this sounds echoey. We're redoing our house and the living room has nothing in it, and because we had to get the floors redone and everything is in every other room and I have nowhere else to film. I have no room in my craft room. I just literally have nowhere to go and the house is just everywhere. So I'm sitting on my floor in my living room, and if you hear anything in the background, that's my dog, Tank. He is glued to my side, so he's always with me. He's usually in the background of all the videos, but today he's a little louder than normal. So I'm just gonna jump right into this video. I have everything written down on paper. This video I actually thought was really interesting. This is one of the ones that helped me as my Etsy shop was growing, and it's 5 things I wish I knew before I started my Etsy shop. So 5 things that I know now that I wish I knew while I was opening my Etsy shop, and I feel like it would have gone a lot smoother. I wouldn't have given up if I knew these things. So the first one is, it takes time. It takes time. A lot of these people in a lot of these videos, they advertise how they got 500 sales in a month. Like, not everyone's Etsy shop's gonna be like that. Or if it could even be elaborated that it takes time. You know, that first sale takes a while because you have no sales, you have no reviews, so nobody wants to be the first person to put all their trust in you. And that's one of the biggest things, is once you get your first few sales, then everything goes a lot easier. But that's where I got discouraged the first time. Is I opened my Etsy shop in April and I didn't sell anything from April to probably like July or August. But now looking back at it, I mean, I'm such a rookie. I started right after I turned 15. So I really had no idea what I was doing. And I mean, people being new to Etsy in general, sometimes they have no idea what they're doing. But looking back, I actually kept some of my old listings up. Well, they're not on my page, but I have them in my deactivated section. And honestly, I should probably pull them back up again. But I love looking at them because you can tell how I grew from that first or second post all the way to what I have today. And that was really helpful. And I really like looking at that because, for starters, it shows progress, and not everyone's perfect. You're not gonna have a perfect shop as soon as you open up your shop. So the biggest one is it takes time. Like, it took me, because I opened my shop and then I got discouraged, so I closed it and then I opened it back up, and that was after I put more research into it. And then I was like, okay, I was expecting instant success, and that's what one of the things was. I can't get instant success. I mean, I can, but realistically, it probably won't happen overnight. So I opened my shop back up and I put more things up. I improved my pictures. I improved my descriptions, and I sold I opened up before Halloween. So I probably sold my first bow probably first week in October. And I remember I was so excited because it was probably 2 weeks after I reopened my shop. I was so excited because I put in so much more work the second time that I wish I put in the first time. And it's just really upsetting because I lost all those months of me giving up on Etsy. And I really wish all the research that I put in the second time, I put in the first time. And I wish everything I knew that second time, I knew the first time. And even now, everything, I wish everything I knew now I knew before I opened my shop. But I mean, life's a learning process. So I'm not going to know everything that I know now without opening up my shop. So this one also ties into the second one, that it's not as easy as it looks. This goes with takes time. I know a lot of people, they think it's so breezy. You sell your things online, all you have to do is ship them out. But if you have slow periods, or if you can't get a sale, or if you're in a really busy period, it's not as easy as it looks, and you have to prepare yourself for that. You have to prepare yourself for those really slow times where you're going to be discouraged and you're not going to have the sale, or you're not selling how you think you should be or how you want to sell. And then even when it's overwhelming, like I get like right before Christmas, it's so overwhelming to the point it's like, why did I do this? But for starters, you want to be that. I mean, you want to be busy, but you don't want to be busy to the point where you regret your business. And that's a lot of people like, oh, I want to be super, super busy, but you have to look at, it's not as easy as it looks. Once you start getting sales and you have to take time out of your day for Etsy, it is a job. It is like a normal job. So it's not as easy as it's made to look. You have to prepare yourself prepare yourself for everything going in about that you're gonna have really, really slow periods where you may not even make anything for the week, or you might just have some super busy periods where you can't even, like, you're just barely above the water, probably not even fully above the water. So you really have to prepare yourself for that, and that is not something that I did. I prepared myself for the slower seasons once I opened my shop back up, because I knew it was going to take time at that point, but I did not prepare myself for when it was going to get really busy. And now if Etsy is not my full-time job, my business is not my full-time job, I go to school, I have a part-time job on top of that. So since I didn't prepare myself for those busy periods, I was so overwhelmed with school and then my normal job and then my Etsy shop, because I didn't prepare for that. I didn't prepare for the busy seasons. I just kind of thought, oh, I'll be getting more sales, so I won't have as much free time. But you have to look at it in a bad way. There's only so many hours in the day. So if you get 20 orders in a day, are you able to put them out in the mail the next day? And that's one of the things I didn't prepare for. I definitely underestimated that, because you're like, oh, I'll be able to handle it. But it's one of those things where you don't know until you're actually in that situation. And something else that I don't know how it slipped my mind was that for Christmas time, that is my busy season of the year, and that is also finals week. I'm prepping for finals, and I have finals week. The prime week that I sell everything is finals week. So I underestimated that big time. So I learned my lesson, definitely. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but I didn't prepare for that. So that goes under, it's not as easy as it looks, is some things just slip your mind, and you have to be prepared for everything. Like, I know a lot of people just want to be busy, selling. I guess I do too, but it's not as easy, or it's not as, like, a lot of people I think sugarcoat it, but it's tough juggling school, a job, Etsy, and then if you have kids and you have a life, like, you have to juggle everything. Like, that is hard, and some people, if you go online, they make it look glamorous. Like, it is so fun, but it's also hard. It's not as easy as it's made to be. And my third one is a pretty simple one, but I think it is still extremely important, and it's to have good pictures. So I take time out of my day, I take time out of my week, I'll stage pictures. You really want to put thought into how you're going to display your item with a backsplash, backdrop, props, anything. You really have to put time into that. And that's something that I neglected for a while. Even when I opened my shop up the second time, my pictures did get better, but they weren't like how they are now. And it just, everything's a learning process. Everything's a learning curve. And like now I will sit not think about before I have the item out. I will think about how I want the picture to look, or what two bows am I going to advertise together, and that's also a part of it is like I have to pick what time of day I want to film. Like either film my YouTube videos or take pictures, because that's when the lighting is best in my craft room, or if the lighting's good outside where I can take my backdrop outside, but it doesn't look like I'm outside. It just looks like the picture is good. So you really have to take time into that. You have to make sure you have great lighting. It has to be staged correctly. You want to show every single detail that you can possibly get, because the pictures are what's going to sell the item. The description will too, but if they can't see the item, then you're not going to get a sale. If you're saying that you're going to sell like a blue shirt. I want to see this blue shirt. I want to see the style of it. I want to see the shade of it. I want to see the sizing of it. I want to see how it looks on the model. I want to see everything about it. And I want to see like what thread it's made out of, what fabric it's made out of. I really want to see everything. And that's when a lot of people neglect pictures. And even some of the really good shops, like the pictures, they'll have such clear pictures, but they only have 2 pictures. Like for me, since I mentioned this every video, I do hair bows. So I do the overshot of the bow, then I do one closer up so you see the detailing in the ribbon, the color in the ribbon. If there's a character on it, you can really see the character. Then I'll put the size of like how it's measured, and then I'll put a picture of the back so you see the exact clip that I use. So I cover everything, whereas some people, like and that's what I noticed with the bows, is they won't do the picture of the back. It's like, okay, what clip do you use? And they don't even mention in the description. Because I've learned that is a big selling point for bows, is the type of clip that you use. And if you don't, and a lot of people, they want all the answers in front already. You want to put everything out so they don't have to message you. I know a lot of people, if I'm looking to buy something within 10 minutes, I don't have time to message somebody about the product. And especially if there's another person that has the same item or similar, and they have all of their pictures are clear, they have a picture of everything, and then their description is spot on, everything's in the description, I'm going to buy from them rather than message a person that doesn't have anything. So that actually ties into the next one, is you need a description, important description. So the pictures, that it goes more, the description really is, I kind of just, it's like the pictures and words basically. So you just kind of describe it, and then you put your shipping time in there. If they need advanced shipping, or that's when I put, if you want custom orders or like anything like that that's not in the pictures. And I even go over the pictures in the description box. And that's a lot of times people will, because pictures are worth 1,000 words, but there's like some things that pictures just can't show. So you have to make sure you put it in the description box. So that is those 2 together, and especially your first picture. That is the picture they will see from the search engine, or they'll see from your shop. That is a picture that will invite them into the description box. So you want that first picture, and you have to choose your first picture wisely, because you want them to look at the picture and then have them intrigued to look at the item. You want them interested. If your first picture is really bad, they're not going to even click on it, because they're just going to go right past it. You want that first picture, you want them to click into the listing. And that is something that a lot of people don't think about, is they'll have a spot on description, like their description will be so detailed, but their pictures are not good at all. That first picture is what is going to decide the person to want to know more about your item. If you don't have a great picture, it's like, I can't see this, I'm not even going to click on it from the search engine, because, hey, this person cannot be taking it seriously, or what if it's not going to come in like I ordered? And since I do, like with the ribbons and stuff, when I take pictures, sometimes the colors are slightly off. So I will also let them know that in the description box that the color shade might be slightly off, because I do take my pictures. I do use natural lighting, but I also have like lights in my setup. So I do let them know that the colors might be slightly off. And I also put in the description box that since the item is handmade, it's not going to look identical to the picture because of the placement on the fabric or the ribbon, and just that the sole fact that everything is made from me. So that is a big thing, that you want to answer. You want to answer everyone's questions before they're asked. And that's the biggest thing, is you don't want them wondering or questioning, because they're not going to reach out 9 times out of 10. They're not going to message you. They are going to go to the person, to the picture, to the listing that has all the answers without them having to ask. They're looking to buy. When they go to look, they're looking to buy then. And that is a big thing that I don't think a lot of people realize, is the people look to buy. right then and there. They don't want to sit there and wait for an answer unless it's something that's customizable but especially if you're in a market that is tight and it's super competitive, if you don't have everything there, they're just gonna move right on to the next person who has everything there. They don't wanna wait. People are impatient. They wanna buy now. And that is the biggest thing that you really have to take into consideration, is that these all kind of tie into one big thing. So this is everything I wish that I learned before I started my Etsy, but I would have never learned them without starting my Etsy, if that makes sense. So these are just tips to help other people start their Etsy shops or get better at their Etsy shops, or I basically like do's and don'ts of having the Etsy shop. But I hope everyone enjoys this video. Please like it and please subscribe for more content. And I hope everyone has a great day. And thank you all so much for watching.